Fikile Mbalula's words landed like a thunderclap. Illegal foreigners must be deported, he said, and authorities should act decisively. For many, those words sounded like the answer to long-standing frustrations over jobs, sponsorships and crime. For others, they were a red flag, a rallying cry that could spark xenophobic violence and unlawful vigilantism. The truth is, when a party heavyweight speaks like this, the consequences ripple far beyond the podium. There is already precedent for this kind of eruption. Anti-immigrant movements and campaigns have flared in recent years, and past operations intended to clean up illegal activity have sometimes ended up targeting whole communities rather than criminals. That history warns us, harsh language from leaders can embolden groups to take the law into their own hands. Political calls for deportations don't happen in a vacuum, they interact with social anger, unemployment, and fragile local governance. But let's be clear about the practical side. Deportation is a legal and costly process that involves identification, detention, court processes and repatriation, not instant removals on the roadside. Home affairs and law enforcement capacity matters, and past campaigns have cost millions while producing limited, legally defensible outcomes. Anybody promising mass, immediate deportations without a legal framework is making a political promise that's hard to deliver and easy to weaponize. Politically, this is a calculated move. With elections on the horizon and grassroots anger rising, tough talk on immigration can score points with angry constituencies. But it also risks fracturing alliances and drawing fierce pushback from civil society organizations, opposition parties, and international partners who warn against blanket punishments and collective punishment of migrants. We are already seeing heated exchanges in Parliament and across social media. This story will not die quietly. Pause and think about the human cost. There are long-term residents, small business owners, and families who, whether documented or not, could be caught up in dragnet-style operations. History shows that when states or parties signal, "we will remove you," it can lead to harassment, loss of livelihoods, and spikes in violence. Any responsible policy response must protect citizens and respect basic rights, with courts and independent oversight watching every step. If you care about the rule of law, the protection of vulnerable communities, and a realistic plan to secure jobs and markets for South Africans, speak up. Share verified accounts of how proposed actions would be implemented. Demand that Parliament hold a public hearing, and that Home Affairs publish a transparent enforcement plan with legal safeguards, timelines, and budget details. Subscribe now to Front Seat News so you don't miss our deep dive into the parliamentary response and expert analysis. What happens next will shape more than one election cycle. Will the ANC translate tough talk into a legally sound policy, or will rhetoric fuel chaos in townships already stretched thin? Will opposition parties use this to expose ANC divisions, or will this push other parties to harden their own positions? The stakes are high. Immigration policy done badly can damage social cohesion and human lives. Done right, it can protect citizens and uphold the law. Tell us what you think in the comments. Should South Africa prioritize strict enforcement, or focus on legal reform, economic relief and stronger border management first? Like, share, and subscribe to Front Seat News for full coverage as this story develops. We'll keep pushing for the facts and for law-based solutions that protect everyone. Share this video with someone who needs to hear the full picture. Demand parliamentary hearings, insist on legal safeguards, and subscribe to Front Seat News for continuing coverage.